There's Angel Hernandez. We ran into him at a pizza shop in New York a few years ago, and our director Pete Toma asked him, hey, would you and your colleagues do us a favor and just give us a split second so our camera can get on you before we see whether you call it a check swing or not? You go, oh yeah, I'll do it. Quicker than ever, I think. Angel took that as a challenge. 1 ball, 1 strike on Yoshi Tsutsugo. Tsutsugo was 1 out of 5 last night. His OPS over 1,000 with Pittsburgh in 28 games. Edward Cabrera, 23 years old, from Santiago in the Dominican Republic. Live arm, you see. It's fouled off.
It is a live arm, that's for sure. And it's you often wonder, a lot of times you see that velocity, how much movement does it have? Sometimes it's hard to see if he has a little tail in it, but man, it's hard to believe it. You know, 97 to 99. It could also have some movement as well, but he does find a way to manipulate that baseball.
And after giving up the run, the double pass ball wild pitch, he strikes out 3 in the inning. Pirates lead 1-0. Bryce Wilson will take the hill. It's been recently off the injured list as this ball's popped up and playable. Alvarez makes the catch.
It's a good job right there by Brian Reynolds. Obviously, you know it's going to be a foul ball at this point. Again, it's those little things, like you said, going back to tag up, just in case there's a stumble and a fall against that net. Brian Reynolds can try to advance and get to second base. So, you know, we talked about the base running being a big part of success, as well as the defense in this recent.
Yoshi Tsutsugo going to lead off the 5th. I'll find a new pitcher too on the hill. The left-hander is Sean Gunther.
Yeah, you see Sean Gunther's numbers. He comes in, has a 3-pitch mix with his fastball, slider, and a changeup he likes to use.
How about this, Kevin? Lefty's hitting .435 against Gunther. .435.
That's hard.
Righty .250. And he's going to face at least 2 left-handed hitters in this inning, and Tsutsugo and Perez. We'll see if this trend continues against Gunther. He made his major league debut August 25th against the Mets. Split his time AA, AAA this year. They're a AA club in Pensacola, Florida. They're a AAA team in Jacksonville.
Well, you talk about young teams and trying to get a look at the pitching staffs and seeing what you have. You know, the makeup of the major league level, the one thing you have to do as a lefty is to be able to get left-handed hitters out. So give him opportunity to see if he can turn the tide on that.
0 for 2 against the starter, Edward Cabrera. Whoa, and up the middle. A base hit. And Tsutsugo hits lefties well. This time with the Pirates, and that batting average against Gunther will go up.
Yeah, he's just showing being a professional hitter. Doesn't matter who's on the mound, righty or lefty. Again, staying in there on the left-hander, being able to drive the ball hard back up the middle.
Oh, almost toppled over backward.
Yeah, just consistently having professional at-bats. It's good to see by Yoshi.
Here's Yoshi Tsutsugo. Ball 1. Speaking of the minor leagues, Altoona curve, O'Neill Cruz 3 for 3 with a couple of doubles.
Yeah, O'Neill Cruz did a little piece on him yesterday and just how effective he's been. Just swinging a good bat, eliminating some chase, and as we know, hard contact all over the place. So again, it's another good sign for what's down below.
It's 3-0 now on Yoshi Tsutsugo. And the Bradenton Marauders, we're going to the postseason. Andy Rodriguez with a hit in 4 trips, and Tsutsugo a 4-pitch walk. Paul Campbell struck out Brian Reynolds to end the top of the 6th, had a 1-2-3 inning, and begins the 7th with a walk. He'll face Anthony Alford.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds is definitely, that's one thing you know about Brian Reynolds. He's intense. He doesn't miss a pitch. So he's high intensity, and he expects a lot out of himself. That's what makes him so great.
Those hitters that, regardless of the moment, situation, score, don't take off an at bat or a pitch. Talked to Derek Shelton about that last week when Joey Votto was in town, and how intense Votto is, and asked Shelton to compare him to Votto. He said, yeah, he's learning that. It takes a certain characteristic, and it takes some time in the big leagues to get to that point where, and that's got to be tough at times, Kevin, regardless of who you are, how much money you make, to grind out every single pitch in a long 162 game season.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's a certain character trait that's awesome to have. You don't take pitches off, you don't take things for granted. You look at everything as an opportunity. That was one of the biggest things that we shared before. Is what was one of the biggest goals? To be out there in every game, because if you're out there in every game, you have an opportunity to do something special that you never would have even imagined. But you can't do that when you're sitting out. So that's the same thing for intensity for each pitch, whether it be defensively or offensively.
When you played, I think I know the answer, but either teammate or opponent that comes to mind who never took off an at bat or a pitch.
Jason Kendall. Yeah,
wow,
it was easy. I mean, that Brian Giles was another one. We had, that group of guys that.
That's a fair ball.
Like a fair ball.
Tsutsugo's going to get another hit. It's going to be a single, and he's on base for a 3rd straight time.
Yeah, again, just having professional bats. That's a good example right there. Just figuring out a way to compete every pitch. You look right here. Tsutsugo's always ready to hit. Got to pitch down the zones, be able to go ahead and get the head out. Even a 3-hopper can find its way into the outfield. He decided to hold up at first, though.
That's a good idea. Got to know